Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Right before me here I have one of my Ficus Microcarpa Bonsai that I have created myself. So this was simply from a garden center material that I have repotted in mostly inorganic soil, as you can see here. So it's mainly pumice and clay and some coco coir that it is potted in right now. My goal for this tree is to keep it as compact and small as possible, so to create a Mame bonsai and to really work on the structure of the foliage. Right now there is not really any structure yet, but since I've repotted it, I have seen lots of new growth on this tree, even though it's already the end of growth season. And I do already want to start it in the right direction by working somewhat on the foliage, creating a nice canopy that is definitely more compact, not as high up as it is right now, to really create a nice looking tree at this level basically here. So I would say let's start right away with getting into my thinking on how I would prune this tree and how I will prune this tree. So of course what initially probably will catch your eye is this long leader here that you have that is growing longer and longer. A lot of energy is put into the growth on this leader here, and we definitely have to reduce that. The question is, how far back do we cut this? So you can see a potential could be here to have it grow outside here, but if we look at it, it would actually grow backwards. So I consider this the back of the tree, and it would simply grow backwards here if we follow directional pruning. So it will grow in the direction where we leave on the last leaf. So I would even bring it further back than this to this leaf here, which would then hopefully create growth that goes more into this side area here and fills out this area hopefully here in the back quite nicely. So let me go in as close as possible and take off all of this growth of the leader. So basically, as you can see, it is as tall as the rest of the tree that we left on basically. So let me get that out of the side, and we move on to all of the other growth points that we still have here. I do enjoy this tree especially because it is not grafted on, which normally you get often with Ficus Microcarpa. It is actually the original foliage on the tree, which is definitely not as compact as many of those varieties that you can find crafted, where they use foliage or varieties that produce very dense foliage. This one is not as dense naturally, but of course we can work on getting it more dense by simply keeping ahead of it with our pruning measurements that we take. So I would simply go with the height, basically reducing the height, which means we would continue with this growth point here right now. You can see it gets also laggier and laggier the longer it goes, so definitely it does make sense to prune it back. I'm just looking at it from different areas, see also where in the future I want to fill it out. You see we have here already a branch that goes off to this side here, so it would rather make sense to have this growth that is right next to it going more in this direction. So let's see if we have any leaves that we have that could animate or help it get in this direction. And I would say we do with this little leaf here. So we again go in and cut it back from this point. Hopefully again with directional pruning, getting it to grow rather in this direction in the future. Here we have growth that is rather in the front and center of the tree if you look at this. So it actually takes away a bit from the overall view of this tree. So we might actually get rid of this completely. And I think we will do this because we still have a very tiny small side branch right next to it that could give us a nice look here. So we open up this area here, but we have the potential of this little side branch that is forming right now to also then grow still in this side, because we definitely need something to fill out this side here in the future. So the next big growth that we still have is this side branch here, and it is definitely a side branch. It already comes off here from the side, is actually at a perfect position to fill out this area in the future. The question is again, how far back do we cut this one? If we look at it this way, it might be too long. However, here it might grow in the front. Let me see, this could actually work in balance with this future branch here. So we do again go in and take this part out, remove that, and we are already left with a very tiny tree, but of course that is the goal also for this tree. I do like this back branch here that used to be the leader from before, if you remember, the very tall one. We already have some ramification going on here, so there's already a side branch forming off of this branch, which is perfect and of course exactly what we desire. And we have two growth points here from the front that I, for now, would actually leave on. Have this one in the back grow wild, have this one in the front grow wild, and have new growth develop from all the other growth points. By pruning back the tree the way we did it, probably what we also will have is a lot of back budding, meaning that we will get new growth points from lower points on the tree. I definitely suspect one from here where we have taken out one of the branches actually, so there will be new growth from here. We will see if we can work with that or if we simply keep removing it. And I also think that here in the back at a node, we will have more growth points still coming in the future. For now, my plan is to leave it the way it is. Over winter, I don't expect too much growth. It will probably be very long, elongated growth with a lot of distance in between the single leaves. So not that sightly, but what it gives me is basically, hopefully the width of those branches will improve. So I will let it grow probably also through half of next growth season, let it grow really crazy and wild and grow as tall as possible and as thick as possible. And then again, like we did today, we go in quite harshly, reduce the height to not much more than what we have right here now, focus on ramification, focus again, as I said, on keeping it as dense as possible. But for now, as you can see, there's not much more we can do. We worked on basically all of the branches. We have reduced the height of the tree by, it's half of it, I would actually say. And I'm quite happy with the result and how we have set up this tree for any future growth that we can expect on this tree. It is a very lively tree, very vigorous. The growth has been very healthy so far. So I do expect to have a lot of nice sessions and nice growth and nice evolvement of this tree in the future. And of course, I will keep you updated on that. Until then, see you hopefully in the next video, and goodbye.